Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Integrity Botanicals YouTube channel. Today, as promised in my last video, which was the review of the Lolo Aurora eye palette, it's limited edition, so if you're curious, check that video out. I said I was going to do a brown liner comparison, and that's exactly what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to be comparing colors, textures, add-ons with the product, shades, of course, because these do actually vary quite the deal, and price points. I'm going to break it all down for you. Photo will be down below, links to all the products will be down below. I'm wearing a very cute 1930s brown dress that you can't really see, but you can see these really adorable pointed shoulders. And it's of course of the brown variety, just so I blend right in. But let's just get right into it. I'm gonna start with Antonym because Antonym is the one I've used the longest, the one I continually go back to. I love this one so much. This one does also come with a sharpener, so the Antonym pencils look a little something like this. Sharpener's right there on the end. You pull the cap off, it's attached. It doesn't have a little holder for the shavings to come off, so you do need to do it over a trash can or be ready to sweep it up after. But this one is EcoCert certified. It is also a vegan one. Sharpener is included, like I said, and it will run you $19. So this is more on the affordable price point in the way of green beauty liners. I think it's fabulous. They say that it is waterproof. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe water resistant I can get on board with, but if that's what they say, that's what they say. However, I love the tone of this liner, and I always have, because it is a very rich brown shade. It's very creamy, so it goes on very easily as well. But what I love about it is the richness, and beyond that, I love how long it wears. So I do think this is one of the better options for the waterline. I do most commonly use eyeliner on top of my eyelid here. I'm not huge into waterline eyeliner, but I am wearing it today. I'm wearing the Ere Perez one today. We'll talk about it. But this one has such a nice richness to it. It's creamy, but it dries down at one point. Not super hard. You'll always be able to kind of take your finger to it and smudge it relatively easily, but it sticks around and it's really rich. And what I like about the richness is that it's still a brown shade. It's not so dark where it looks like black, because I want the brown to work like a brown. If I wanted a black, I'd use a black, if that makes sense. So it's just a little bit of a softer version, but you're gonna get that richness if you really just think black is too harsh for you, but you really like black eyeliner. That might be the one to check out. Like I said, I'm wearing the Ere Perez one today. Ere Perez has jojoba eyeliners. They have quite the shade variety. This is also a vegan liner. These are $21, so we're going up a little bit in price. These do not have any sort of sharpeners. They just come like this. They are white. The color is on the tip, which I really, really appreciate, especially if you're super big into the Ere Perez liners. This is sort of the thing you want in your collection, so you could tell them apart. And we have two very different shades here. The first of which is the shade Clay. Clay is quite a light brown shade and very warm. So this is something, if you have green eyes, if you have blue eyes, this is something that would make your eyes pop so much if you put it in the waterline. And since it is formulated with jojoba, that is supposed to stimulate the growth of your lashes as well. So what I do on an almost everyday basis is run brown eyeliner across the top here. If that's helping with it as well, that's great. I haven't used them long enough to really say perchance, but I like that little added ingredient as well. These smudge really nicely too. I don't think they last crazy long in the waterline. I've had this in now for about an hour and it still looks really, really good. But like I said, I'm not super concerned about that because they are natural liners. They're not formulated with those really harsh ingredients that generally keep that product around. So I don't mind. I think applying eyeliner in the waterline is very easy as long as it's not transferring down, which I don't think these ones do. I don't think the Antonym does. I mean, maybe 15 hours later, something like that. But with an 8-hour workday, you won't have to worry about it going all over the place, but I do always ensure that my under eyes are set to help prevent that, so there's no emollients for the transfer process, just so you guys know. But the shade Clay is a beautiful, very light brown shade, would be great for a very, very minimal makeup day for a little bit of definition, and like I said, in the waterline to help a lighter eye color pop. Then like I said, I do have another shade. This is in the shade Earth. This is the one I have in my waterline and the top of my lashes today. This is a much deeper shade. It is very comparable to the Antonym liner in the way of color. This is a little bit more cool tone. So if you want a tiny bit of warmth, the Antonym you can get out of it. If you want a lot of warmth, clay will do that for you. The texture sort of reminds me of the Antonym. The Antonym is a little bit richer, but these you could really build up to have very nice color. I like the way they sit in the waterline as well, but do bear in mind, no sharpener, and you will be paying a couple extra dollars for it. But if brown liners aren't for you, they have a lot of other beautiful shades as well. Moving on to the most expensive of the bunch, another one that I use very, very frequently. Mine is beat up, and keep in mind, this is not the cap it comes with. This is a tester cap, and yes, mine has unfortunately cracked, but not to the point where the product is drying out, so it's still good. This one is probably the shortest pencil. However, it can't take this place of my favorite because I have used an entire Antonym brown liner pencil before, but I do love the Kjaer Weis one. Bear in mind, it is a $30 eyeliner. Do I think is better than all the rest to justify that price? Well, that is sort of the question. I'm not sure, but it is a really good liner. Color, again, is pretty comparable to the Antonym. They're almost identical, actually. It has that tiny bit of warmth to it. This one does not come with a sharpener, but it is also very beautiful. I would say lasts decently in the waterline, nothing to write home about, nothing crazy. Like I said, natural liners, I don't really find that across the board, so just keep that in mind. But if it's color you're after, I'd probably do the Antonym because it's $19 with a sharpener. This is $30, but if Kjaer Weis is like your brand, then maybe this is the one to go for. 30 bucks, but it is a very high performing eyeliner. I don't want to say that it's overpriced because I use it so religiously as well, so keep that in mind. Kjaer Weis is also vegan, the Ere Perez are vegan, the Antonym is vegan. Everything is vegan except the Vapour one that I'm going to end on. Next up from Lolo, this is the most affordable of the bunch that I have here. This is a $16 liner, so if you are looking for affordability, this is definitely the one. All the liners I've showed you thus far are traditional pencils that need to be sharpened, so it is nice when they come with a sharpener. I think the Antonym's a really good sharpener, by the way, which is what I really appreciate about it. But this Lolo pencil is also really nice. Not quite as rich, and definitely a little bit lighter than the other shades that I have shared with you today, just by a very small bit, but just something to keep in mind. I do think the Lolo liners are just easy to use, very simple. Like I said, it's the most cost effective, so that's really great. This one, it doesn't wow me. I don't think, oh my god, it's so incredible. The ones that really stick out to me are probably the Antonym, Ere Perez, and the Vapour, if I had to narrow it down. But again, I have only all of these eyeliners for the sake of research. If you're a big Lolo fan, you've tried any of their other liners, Lolo is a very consistent brand. That's what I appreciate about it. I appreciate the affordability, and this is a nice liner. Waterline, the wearability is whatever. On top of the lash line, it's great. I like when you sharpen it, the tip doesn't immediately fall off. You don't really have to worry about that. And it's just a good standard liner that's a good brown color. If you want something a little lighter as well, like I said, this might be the one to go for. Finally, I think the most different of the bunch is from Vapour. This is their Mesmerize liner, and this is in the shade, well, I don't know what the shade's called, Truffle. Truffle 614. And the Vapour liners are very, very unique. This one is way more cool tone than the other ones I've shared. And the Vapour liners also have a powderiness to them, which makes them my favorite for smudging up top. This is great for drawing a little wing. I really like doing it with the black one as well. On the opposite end of this pencil, you do get a little smudger, which is, it's a very stiff smudger. So I think it's good for not moving product all over the place. And it's also really good for flicking up into a little wing because it has such a sharp point on the end, that smudger. So I really like this. This one is $20. However, this is not a vegan item. So do just keep that in mind. This is the only one that is not, but I do think it's different. I think it's beautiful. I love that it smudges easily, but not too much. I do also like this in the waterline. My favorite for the waterline, however, is probably the Ere Perez and the Antonym. Maybe I'll leave a little bit more of a note section down below what I like for what, so you guys can sort of keep track of it. I'm going to swatch all the shades down below so you can see the difference between them. The Vapour and the Clay are the most different. Everything else is going to come down to the brand you're really a big fan of, or price point, things like that. So that is it, you guys. That is my little brown liner comparison. There are a few different ones in the mix. It's a total of 6 liners. So I'm going to swatch them all down below. Product links will all be down below. I hope you guys found this helpful. If there's any other sort of shades you want me to compare, I've done it with lipsticks in the past. I'm excited to do it with liners. I do still need to do a pink lipstick comparison, that wanting to break up into parts. But let me know if there's anything you want to see. Maybe I could do brown shadows or champagne shadows, something like that, because I know I've talked about so much makeup, but what is different from the pack. It's sort of nice to see it all together so you can really make up your mind. So like I said, everything you need will be down below. I'll add maybe a little bit more of a heavy description box than normal, talking about why I like what and what's good for who, but it's really up to you guys at the end of the day. So any questions you have that will help you make this decision, feel free to ask them. Across the board, what I can say is nothing is going to give you 12-hour wear in the waterline. It's just not the way it is in green beauty land, unfortunately. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Big thumbs up. Share the video. Let's get more people into green beauty in 2019. Why don't we? And comments, always welcome and appreciated. Thank you guys so much. Check out our social media. I link it down below in every single video. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.